Hello all and welcome to Sped 771. Today I wanted to give you an overview of the course and most importantly I wanted you to become familiar with some of the expectations and with Google Classroom because I know that that can be a source of anxiety for those of you that have not used Google Classroom before. So as I said, I wanted to give a course overview, go over some of the specifics of the content that you should be working on and how Google Classroom will work. So I wanted to just open the tab into our Google Classroom. As soon as you get your SOE account, the code that I emailed you will work. I know that some of you have said that you have tried to get into the classroom, but you have not been able to do so, and that's because the code is not yet linked to your new SOE emails, but that should happen very shortly within the course of today. So I wanted to show you what Google Classroom looks like. As you can see, Google Classroom works very much like a social media stream. So every new post becomes added. And what happens is that the stream, of course, becomes longer. So in order to navigate this in a way that's just much more intuitive and easier to find, if you go to the tabs that say topics for each week, I will create a topic so that week one and all of the assignments in week one are easy for you to find and so on and so forth. So as we can see here, if you wanted to go into week one, you would click the week one task list. And this will take you to a Google document. Once you click into the Google document, you can see all of the assignments. So the way that this will work is that every week on Monday by 9 a.m., you can go into Google Classroom and look for that week's task list. And by task list, I mean modules. So the way that this course will work throughout the summer is that it will be held in an asynchronous online format, which means that you can work through the modules at your own pace, but the assignments that are released on Monday by 9 a.m. will be due that Sunday, unless otherwise stated. So for example, this is the modules, these are the modules that you'll be responsible for during week one. So you can expect 2 sessions or 2 modules per week. Here you have this week's expectations. And once you click onto the task list, it will take you to an agenda, and this will be the same for each session. So each session per module will have an agenda. So this is session 1, 771. And in the agenda, you will see that you will have a presentation. So each week it will look the same. It'll say view and explore the presentation for module 1. And basically that means that I'm expecting you to go to click in here and find the PowerPoint presentation for that week. And this looks just like any other Power presentation. The only thing that I will point out is that as you go through the PowerPoint presentations in each of the modules, that you view it, but that you don't do so necessarily on presentation mode, because you will find that I have added notes in many of the slides to help contextualize the information for you or to give you additional resources. For example, in this slide, I want you to just gather that comprehension builds on these 5 components. So comprehension builds on fluency, on vocabulary, world knowledge, comprehension strategies and motivations. But then in the notes section, I also give you some context. So this comes from the core, which is one of the textbooks for this course, and I just provide an additional resource within the notes or let you know exactly where this information came from. So this was the the information for the PowerPoint presentation for Module 1. So as you go through the agenda for each session, you'll find that you'll have a PowerPoint presentation, one PowerPoint presentation per session or per module. And I ask you to consider taking notes, because as you work through the module during the week, I will ask you to respond and consider information. And most of the time, I'm asking that you try to incorporate the PowerPoint presentation information and the other readings for the week. So for session 1, I'm expecting you to view and explore the module. I'm expecting you to read the discourse analysis text, and I've provided a link. And then I'm expecting you to respond to these questions. And as it says here, and every week, this will be consistent, you'll have a response section. And in this case, I'm asking that you write 2 paragraphs in response to the discourse analysis, which is linked here. To do that, again, you would go into Google Classroom. So if you go into Google Classroom and you go into the topics section so that you don't have to scroll through, you can find that it says Week 1, Discourse Analysis. So this is where I'm expecting you to upload the responses for this assignment. And I have already emailed a video on how to upload into Google Classroom, so I won't be showing you that in this video, but just do make sure that you review it. It's very simple. I just can't show you how to do it here because my administrative view as the professor for the course is actually a little bit different than the student view, so I just don't want to confuse you. But do go ahead and watch the video so that you can upload the assignments. And I highly suggest that every assignment that you upload, that you use Google Documents to share it with me. And again, I have provided, I've sent 2 videos in the emails that I sent over the weekend that explain how to do that. It's actually very simple. So going back, we've reviewed Google Classroom, and I also want to show you where the syllabus is in Google Classroom. So again, if you go back to Google Classroom and you go into this left-hand topics section, you will see the syllabus and course overview are here. You click on there and it'll take you directly to the syllabus. I also wanted to provide just a brief overview of the class. So as you know, we meet during the month of July and August, and when we say meet, it's on the Google Classroom platform, and it is completely online and completely asynchronous, which means that I will never ask you to meet at the same time. These modules will be released every Monday, as I said, at 9 a.m. for the entire week. And each week has 2 modules or 2 sessions that you will be responsible for. And they are due at the end of the week, so they are due Sunday at midnight. There are, however, some assignments like the lesson plan and the self-reflective paper that will have different due dates. And I will send another video of those shortly. But for this video, I just want to go over a quick overview. I also want to go over the objective, the big, broad objective of the course and the way that we've designed it. In thinking about struggling readers and providing access to literacy for all students, we've taken a culturally responsive lens in looking at the material. So our goal is to think of as teachers as change agents. So how can, in helping students become better readers, create democratic spaces? So spaces where students feel welcomed, a space of mutual respect, and where there is a pervasive expectation of growth. And in this expectation of growth, there should be a mutual collaboration between the teacher and the students. We hope that as a change agent, you'll see this as opportunities where you are going to provide activities that are integrated at the beginning of the year, and that build on respect and knowledge of each other. So this reciprocal relationship, and activities that also continue throughout the year, to continue this rapport of high expectations for everyone. And as I said before, we are definitely taking a culturally responsive lens. So as we work through the material in the course, I will constantly ask you to go back and think about what makes a teacher culturally competent. How does one become culturally competent, and how is that enacted in the classroom? And for the most part, that means that the teacher is aware and is becoming vested in understanding her students, really viewing them from a funds of knowledge perspective, meaning that the students in your classroom are viewed as having cultural capital. All of the students that you interact with come into the classroom with a wealth of knowledge. And our job as teachers is to tap into that knowledge and recognize the many strengths that students come into the classroom with, and moving them through more academic expectations by scaffolding material. One of the things that I wanted to remind you of, if you haven't already done so, is that you take 20 minutes once you've viewed this presentation for today, and begin drafting your reflection. The final draft will be due July 16th. Remember, please, to check your emails for reminders and updates. Once you receive your SOE email, I will only be using your SOE email because the emails are generated directly from the Google Classroom. So please make sure that once you receive that email, that's the email that you're checking. If you have any questions whatsoever, particularly any questions even after this presentation, make sure that you email me and I will be happy to respond. I have had some emails already between yesterday and today that I've already responded to, so please keep them coming. If there are any questions, that's what I'm here for. And remember, this is what the Google Classroom looks like. I would highly suggest that as soon as you get the SOE account, that you log into the syllabus so that you become familiar with the expectations. But I will also be sending a video shortly where I go through the syllabus step by step. Every assignment and every expectation, I will show you in Google Classroom where the assignments will be logged in and the expectations. So again, welcome to Sped 771. I am delighted to be teaching this course. As I said, it is an online asynchronous course, but that doesn't mean that you and I will not be communicating constantly, either through the Padlets, as you already saw, where I've asked you to create a short profile, through these videos that I will be sending, and through email. So good luck to all of you, and let's have a fabulous summer course. Thank you.